Delhi's water problems, as I was reading something today, and they said that we have sufficient water. It is not the water which is an issue. It is the distribution network which is an issue. And if it is distribution network, then I have been wrecking my head for almost a year. When I say, isn't there some ultrasonic technology or something which can detect leakages? Because huge amount of leakages are happening and nothing is getting done about fixing those leakages. And if we fix those leakages, definitely we will be transferring and transporting water to the people who need it. And that money which you're giving as subsidy, a large number of people would be very happy that my bill has reduced to 50% or 30% or whatever. Not understanding that the battle is between the ones who have piped water and the ones who don't have piped water. Now that very sum of money would be utilized to send the water across to people who don't have piped water, or fixing the pipes which need repair, or having technologies which can actually seal your leakages, or impacting people there could be sensor monitoring system across where you actually get to see the frequency with which water is traveling and hear that yes, there's likely to be a leakage between this meter and that meter, and fix it before it becomes too bad. So many houses, their foundations got flooded because obviously when the water table of Delhi is going down, how is it that certain homes have water in their basement? It is obviously due to the leakage of water which should be transported elsewhere. That's one part of the story. The second part of the story is cleaning up the water. The recycling plants need to have better technologies, and recycling plants need to improve on their intakes, and that is where we can actually work the system up. And especially in Delhi, I have been again debating and telling people without much impact though, that we don't need a sewage treatment plant like Sonia Vihar, a few thousand crore worth of plant which is lying in disuse, for the simple reason that the transport cost of transporting the waste up to that plant is going to be humongous. And for that, you will need that many gallons of water. Transporting the waste itself, you need that much of water. So instead of that, if you have decentralized system across the city, divide the city into various zones and have, instead of one, have 20, 100 decentralized plants which cater to that area, and of course connected with a central canal system that in case of emergency, exigency, shortage or repair or leak, that water could flow in. You have beautiful technologies and very, very indigenized technologies. So when I read the topic and subject, innovation and using technology for finding solutions, I was very, very happy and impressed, because while I was studying this subject up for past 1 year, I've been doing this homework, and I realized that the biggest resource for mankind and the biggest wastage of resource is on fossil fuel. And it is a resource, and we waste huge sums of money on this resource also. The best way to meet this demand would be through methanization processes. And I was talking to some people from other countries, and I realized that the best scientists on biogas plants come from India, and not just India, but IIT Delhi, which is my constituency. So the best brains, the best guys who have made the largest change in biogas production uh, happen to be Indians and are coming from IIT itself. And why are we not working on those technologies? And why are we not utilizing our own academic intellectual resource to rebuild our country? Noise pollution at a bus stop in a single day, on one bus stop, or one red light is far greater than hundreds and thousands of crackers being burst. So I'm not saying it is not causing harm, it is causing harm, but so are many other things causing harm. So there has to be a balanced view, and of course not to be get trapped in the campaigns which are run with a sinister purpose. We need to manage our cities better. We need to study this up, make slots that, okay, one day kids are going to come out and play with crackers. How do we balance that? Maybe we plant little more trees. Maybe we adopt a particular place that only in this place will the crackers be permitted. Or maybe we assess the numbers that only so much will be so much can be done. Or maybe it can be a community party. We can work out those things, but we need to understand that how these campaigns are run and handle it in that fashion. So whether it's noise pollution, it's water bodies, it's waste management, it's energy consumption and generation, solutions to all is all around us. But how innovatively we utilize them while working on the ground is where the story lies, and it's where we need to work at. The impact assessment, CSR, biodigesters, clean technologies, I think half of a city's problem can be reduced if we try and work on methanization processes. I think that will resolve half of our problem. From cleaning air to clean fuel to waste management, all this will get captured in just one idea of methanization processes, CNG plants right next, all across Delhi or all across any metro. I think single idea can actually change the way we work and change the way we manage our cities. In fact, I have a huge regard for a country like Singapore, huge regard. And it is coming from a very simple philosophy that how in Asia, which has more or less similar cultures, impact a city-state like Singapore and convert it into a best managed country with no natural resource available with them. By managing what they have in a very systemic way, skilling their people, training them up, I think that's a lesson which we must understand, at least from a metro perspective. And we have our own, scientists. Of course, the rural solutions are going to be very different, but the city solutions can immediately be brought in, and all you need to do is work around those things. You don't curb the natural phenomena. Don't try and fill the natural drainage system where certain water bodies are created around the city. You don't try and fill them up, because sooner or later the natural forces will take over. Instead, cultivate them into a cleaner bodies, put people's stake into it, create surrounding areas, beautify it, and make people sensitive towards that water body, that cleaning up is your responsibility, and this Tetra Pak cannot be thrown into this water body by your children while playing, but they are allowed to come and play in this water. But don't throw garbage, and don't misuse it, because this very water is going to get circulated and refurbish your homes. So all those models on a multiple smaller levels is what the sustainable development for a city can be worked out as. And I think single idea, if I can say, is my dream of methanization plants across, where locally you get the domestic sewage, you get the garbage, you get all the organic material in one place, put it right next to a nala so that the water gets cleaned up, create cleaner water bodies, put more algae and such things in the water so that this is a constant process of cleaning up, a low smell for the residents around, and put a CNG plant right next so that the fuel cost comes down, and the import of fossil fuel also goes down. And even the domestic gas, LPG, can be brought in through this PNG methodology. I think that can change, really change the way any city can be looked at and worked at. Thank you, friends. Thank you very much. And hope we get sustainable development.